Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's Spartan Show. This week we welcome in Dr. Kim Duchane and Tanner Fernung to discuss Relay for Life. Baseball players Taylor Kopplin and Nick Rush sit down to discuss the baseball season so far, and Dakota Nelson stops by to give us a glimpse into his pursuit of professional football. Stay tuned.
We now welcome in Dr. Kim Duchane and Tanner Fernung to the show. Thanks for joining us today. Could you begin by telling us a little bit about Relay for Life here in North Manchester?
Sure. Relay for Life is an event from the American Cancer Society, and so our health promotion program in the Department of Exercise Science and Athletic Training has sort of gotten behind the event. Manchester University used to be very much involved, but they stopped. We used to host it and have it on our campus, and lots of involvement, and then just for several years it died down, and then about 5 or 6 years ago the health promotion class decided to step it up again. So we started to work with the local chapter of it. It's called Relay for Life of Wabash County in North Manchester, and we have been working since September, and we meet monthly, and we sort of organize it, and Tanner and I, as well as 2 other interns plus a class of about 20, put on the Survivor events, where we celebrate cancer survivors that have won the battle, and then we also remember those that lost the fight, and then we try to educate people on North Manchester's campus about cancer awareness.
Sure, that's great. And so could you just talk about a little bit what your roles are that you play within the Relay for Life here?
If it's okay, I'll let Tanner go.
I play football here, and I'm a sophomore here, and my job this year is kind of just get all the football guys together so we can set up 2 days or 3 times. We have to set up, we have to tear down, we have to make sure people are served and fed. So my job's kind of get all the football guys together, bring them together, and just kind of get things done. So
sure. And so for our viewers at home, whether they're students or maybe members of the community, how can they get involved, and could you just explain about how that would work for them in the coming years?
The director of volunteer services, Allie, I'm trying to think of her last name, but Allie has been involved with us on getting students that have stepped up that want to volunteer, and they have I'm the contact person, so they contact me, and then we have a variety of jobs so they contact me, Kim Duchane, Duchane at manchester.edu, and I will ask them what they're interested in doing, and then we sort of program that. And then we're just so blessed to have the Spartan football program behind us, because without them, just the setup and the teardown is a major job for
Absolutely.
community people. I mean, we probably have about 20-25 adults, if you want, community people that do it, but without football, it would be a bigger job. And so we're looking forward to on April 21st from 10 o'clock till 8 o'clock at night. We are going to be walking and celebrating and remembering and everything in between.
Well, that's great. Well, thanks for joining us today, guys.
Thank you.
This week's highlight package takes you out to Gratz Field, where the MU baseball team hosted a doubleheader against conference foe Rose-Hulman. In the first matchup, Brandon Eck pitched a complete game while allowing only 5 hits. Offensively, the Spartans totaled 8 hits en route to a 4-0 victory. In the second matchup, the Spartans pulled off a much closer affair, defeating the visitors 4-3. From the mound, Taylor Kopplin was able to control the Fighting Engineers for much of the game, with John Mager coming up to save the lead in the last inning of action. Next, we head out to Spartan Field as the MU softball team took on Franklin College in doubleheader action. The Spartans faced a talented Grizzly pitcher. Sidney Thompson was able to earn a double in the 7th inning and was eventually brought home by a Mackenzie Nyland single. The Spartans fell 4-1. In the second matchup, Spartan freshman Haley Perez kept the Grizzlies in check by only giving up 4 hits in 6 innings pitched. Offensively, the Black and Gold were able to drive in 5 runs, ultimately defeating the Grizzlies 5-3.
Senior Taylor Kopplin and sophomore Nick Rush join us. The baseball team has been busy since the last time we had you on. with a trip to South Carolina and now HGAC play getting underway. How has the season been going so far?
So far it's been like any other season. We've had our ups and downs, but hopefully right now we're going to get hot in the middle of HCAC play, make a run, get in the conference tournament, and just keep going. Keep playing baseball the rest of the year.
You had an exciting pair of matchups with Rose-Hulman this past Sunday. How did it feel to get back on Gratz Field for some HGAC action?
It's always good to play home. I mean, it's always good to play in front of your local fans and fellow students. Hopefully with a couple wins we had against Rose-Hulman yesterday, that they want to come out and support us here in the future. Hopefully see some future wins.
Thanks for joining us, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Now it's time for our Ecstatic Spartan Show MVP of the Week. This week we honor senior baseball player Brandon Eck. Brandon pitched his 4th career complete game shutout en route to a Spartans victory against Rose-Hulman Sunday. Throwing 97 pitches in total, Eck allowed only 5 hits, which were all singles, and struck out 4 Fighting Engineer batters. Congratulations, Brandon.
Senior football player Dakota Nelson is back on set with us today. Dakota, you recently traveled to Ball State for their pro day. Can you tell us a little bit about this experience?
The experience was just surreal for me, I guess you could say, but it was wild. I mean, there was about 13 NFL scouts there, and it was just cool to go out there and just show what I had and show what skills I could show there, at least in the drills that we were given. But I could just say it was just something I've never been in front of, and it was pretty awesome. I liked it.
That's great. And you weren't the only Division III athlete present. Fellow HCAC athletes Chase Burton and Deontez Alexander also made appearances from Franklin College. Can you give a little insight into what it takes to be a Division III athlete and compete with those D1 players in those spots?
I don't know what honestly, I don't know what it takes, but they're 2 pretty good athletes as well. Chase played quarterback there, and Deontez was his receiver. As you guys know, but just always playing with a chip on my shoulder is what I've been, taught or been how I play. But
Sure.
Just going up against these D1 guys, it's like going up against any other guy, and I know that these D1 players or these D2 players are just as good, and there's those guys that are in the NFL or CFL or whatever. So I'm gonna have to go up against these guys if I ever make it anyway. So I'm not really afraid to go up against these guys or anything like that. I'm more excited. I wasn't really nervous to go up there. I was more excited and ready to go, just because it was just something that it's once in a lifetime type thing.
Absolutely. And so moving forward, what plans do you have when it comes to pursuing football?
I'm still staying in the weight room, trying to get better every day. This Saturday, the 14th, I have a CFL tryout again in Indianapolis, so I don't want to pass it up because it's so close. So hopefully that'll get some more eyes on me. I'm just trying to get myself out there and get as many eyes on me as I can. So hopefully it all works out.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing, and thanks for taking the time to sit with us today.
Thank you.
That'll conclude this episode of The Spartan Show. I'd like to thank our guests for joining us. For updates on events, news, and scores, be sure to follow us at Twitter at MU Spartans and visit our website at muspartans.com. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. To watch our latest video, click the box here. To subscribe to our channel, click this circle.